I love my life. I truly do. And I don't think that there is a better feeling in the world than that. I'm at the point in my life right now where change is guaranteed. I'm about to graduate. Literally a month from tomorrow, I'll graduate high school. After that, I go to college. I'm quitting my job here. I'm leaving my friends behind and my family. And the one constant I have in my life is the trust that I love it. And that's all that I need. Welcome to the Grateful Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Wagoner, and I'm super excited to be here talking to you on this. Well, it's a Sunday for me. I know I'm releasing this on a Monday, but whenever you're listening, I'm just excited that you're tuning in, and I appreciate it. Every single Monday, I release a solo episode. Every Wednesday, I release a guest episode, and every Saturday, I release a guest episode. And today, I'm going to do something a little bit different from normal solo episodes. Instead of citing research on some lesson I've learned and want to teach, I'm going to reflect a little bit. This is more of a personal one. There's no lesson intended, but that doesn't have to stop you from trying to find one. Let me know what lesson you get out of this. All right. So I really wonder how graduating high school will affect my self-image, my self-confidence, or my identity. I've spent the last 2 years, 2.5, wrapped up in the ego-boosting idea that I'm doing these things while I'm in high school. Whether I was living in France for my junior year of high school, or starting my first business at 16 or 17, or launching my podcast or my YouTube channel, or whatever I was doing, I love to be ahead of the curve. I love to do the exceptional before it's supposed to be done, all while doing everything in high school almost as perfectly as possible, playing 3 sports or getting a nearly perfect GPA, all these things. It sounds like a brag, but this mindset of basically just perfection and achieving has been a core pillar of who I am. And this mindset has created another core pillar that's just as large, and that's rushing. For all my talk about presence and trusting life, I don't seem to follow it. Or at least I talk about this a lot. I talk about it because it is so hard for me. I'm always rushing from one thing to the next. I kind of have to, I guess, if I want to keep up my identity as an early overachiever. I've made this identity for myself that seems to need this constant feeding that's more and more and more. And I feel a self-imposed pressure to always be doing, and not just doing, but doing better than anyone I can compare myself to, or me in the past. If I'm doing, but I'm doing just as well, if I have linear progression, I'm dissatisfied. I need exponential progression. I need to be getting better and better and better and better, and it's sometimes exhausting. But with that said, let's go back to the comparison thing and comparing to other people, because that's a problem I've had. Well, they're both good and bad sides of the coin. The comparison of social media has actually been both a blessing and a curse for me, and this rushing mentality. On one hand, this wide comparison has pushed me to be greater and more successful than I ever would have been without it. I can now compare my everyday achievements to guys like Iman Gadzhi, Alex Hermosi is a crazy one, Chris Williamson, whoever, and other incredibly successful young people, making me objectively better by pushing me harder and pushing my boundaries further and my expectations further. But the same thing makes me relatively worse off and more fatigued. And this comes down to a debate that I've had with so many people. Would you rather be less satisfied and objectively better, or more satisfied and objectively worse, but relatively better? And everyone has different answers. But I always said I'd rather be objectively better, but relatively worse. But that mindset's starting to shift a little bit. And I don't think there is a right answer to that. Honestly, I wonder how the transition to being a college student and an adult will change this rushing mentality that I have. Recently, I've been craving the inner peace of just being content right now with what I'm producing and not adding any more to my plate, because that's been my MO. It's been add, add, add. I always tell people my resource right now, my best resource is time. I don't have money, but I have time. And when I say that, I'm wrong. I really don't have time because I shove my plate full of so many different things. And high school is so interesting because, especially as a senior, it's this constant, yeah, you have to be doing well now, but you also have to be working really hard on your college applications and your applications for scholarships and all these different things for the future. And I think that college, at least the beginning of it, will be really, really nice for me because I won't have to be thinking so far ahead. I can be more right now. Like recently, I've just been wanting to get up and go for a walk during the sunrise. Like that's what I've been craving, that type of vibe. And I think that, or I hope that after graduation, I'll be able to find some more balance and some more quiet. I hope that I can try to let go of all the comparisons that got me here, realizing how valuable they were, but that their time is up. In order for me to progress in the way that I want to, for me, I need to let go and be fine being content now. And over the past few weeks, I've started to do that better. I have woken up and just had some mornings where I go outside on the porch and just stare at the trees or listen to the birds before hopping on my computer. I've been less just go, 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 which is really nice. Been finding some quiet time, and it's made me much more effective in my interviews and my everything I'm doing, actually, just my relationships and everything. Having this quiet time for me has made me really effective. And it's interesting how I knew that was the case all through the winter, but yeah, I still didn't do it. And sometimes you need that. And the more I think about this philosophy I talk about with gratitude, the duality of gratitude and ambition, the more I realize it's not just one constant duality. It's you have different phases. Sometimes your ambition needs to take over. Sometimes you need to unbalance a little bit this way and this way. I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm really excited to release this episode actually, where we were talking about balance. And you can never be right in the middle, because if you're talking on like a frequency wavelength thing, the only frequency that's constant in the universe is a flat line right in the middle when someone's dead, right? And so you can't have a constant frequency. You have to always be moving. So no matter what, you're going to be balanced. You're going to be unbalanced one way or the other. You're going to be maybe more towards ambition here, more towards gratitude and presence on this side in a certain phase in your life, and that's not a bad thing. I think we have this misconstrued idea of balance as being a constant like 50-50 thing. No, 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 no. It's like a seesaw rocking back and forth, but we can always come back to that equilibrium, or averages out to an equilibrium, and an equilibrium that's right for you. As I started this whole thing off saying, no matter what, my absolute love of life will always guide me in the right direction. And I think that's the duality of gratitude and ambition at its finest. It's being guided by a love for life, by a love to be here right now, and want to find the best out of your life and want to derive the best possible experience from right now. I've had these moments in the past few days where I just like, wow, one day, like this will be just a distant memory. Or maybe I won't even remember it anymore. In these moments that are so vivid, but so fleeting. It's so interesting. I've been thinking about how really what makes me happiest and lights me up the most is having the most vivid life experiences, like getting into the heart of life, doing something that just feels real, lifey. I don't know. This word, I can't think of a word to describe it. I've been thinking about it recently. But that's when I say peace or quiet or whatever, that's what I crave. I crave living a life where I feel immersed in life itself, in the magic of life. And I think that, I mean, I'm not in a position to talk about what everyone else wants, but it's what, from what I've seen, a lot of people want. And so just trying to figure out and hope that this future phase for me will be conducive to a better and more balanced ideology. Because while I just admitted I've been finding balance recently, it it's not that's not the normal for me. The normal is go, go, go. I mean, you see, if you're listening to this, you see 3 episodes come out a week, and you think, oh, 3 episodes a week. He's having 3 conversations a week, or whatever. It is so much more work than that. It's like a full-time job, and I love it. Not complaining at all, but it's a lot. Just time is a very finite resource. You start to realize that when you want to do so much and you want so much out of life. But I see that as a good thing. Uh, I want a lot out of life. Life has a lot to offer, so might as well take as much as you can get out of it, right? I mean, that's the whole point of this. This week I have AP tests coming up, which is going to be an interesting thing. I'm actually recording this earlier than I normally record so I can go to work at a rock climbing gym. I work at a rock climbing gym, for those of you that don't know. I realize I don't talk enough about myself on this podcast or build a relationship with my audience, so that's the point of this episode. But I'm recording this early, so later tonight I can study for my AP tests, but I feel very good. I have AP microeconomics tomorrow, and I really enjoy economics. It's like you really get to learn about human behavior, but more on a monetary level. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually end this so I can get to work and then go study some more. But I really enjoyed this short solo episode of the Grateful Podcast. If you enjoyed it too, or you've enjoyed previous episodes, I would love if you could leave a review wherever you're listening or watching, and just share this with someone that you think could enjoy it, because that's really how I want this podcast to spread. I know I try so many things. I DM people on Instagram. I share short clips, but when my audience members share podcast episodes with other people, that's how this podcast grows. So please go ahead and do that. That would mean the world to me. It's the best gift you can give me. All right. Thank you guys so much. Stay grateful. Have a great week.